রাজস্বী স্যার আমাকে পারমিশন দিন রেকর্ড করার।
আপনি হোস্টিং এ কোর্সটা আছেন না?
না, পারমিশন চাইছে।
ওই আমার কাছে দাঁড়ান, আসেনি তো, দাঁড়ান দেখছি। ম্যাডাম এবার দেখুন তো।
পারমিশন চাইছে। প্লিজ আস্ক দ্য হোস্ট টু গিভ ইওর পারমিশন।
আপনাকে কিন্তু হোস্ট বানানো আছে, আপনাকে হোস্ট করলাম। হ্যালো, আপনাকে হোস্ট করেছি ম্যাডাম।
অমৃতা ধর প্রোফাইলটা হোস্ট করেছেন আপনি, ওটা না। জিকেসিএম জিকেসিএম আরেকটা দেখার, সেটা হোস্ট করুন। যেটা জিকেসিএম লেখা আছে ওটাকে হোস্ট করুন।
ওইটা আপনি পারবেন, আপনি এবার হোস্ট আছেন, আপনি করে দেবেন ম্যাডাম। রেকর্ডিং মাঝে শুরু হয়েছিল কিন্তু। ইয়েস।
স্যার প্লিজ স্টার্ট দ্য প্রোগ্রাম।
পিতা ম্যাডাম, আর ইউ দেয়ার? পিতা ম্যাডাম।
হ্যাঁ, আমি আছি।
Yes, madam, we can start then.
Okay, then I'll
Bora sir
begin.
also arrived. Bora sir also arrived. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all. On the behalf of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, we hereby begin today's workshop on entrepreneurship and innovation as career opportunity, organized by the institution's Innovation Council in association with the Department of Mechanical Engineering. I would now like to introduce our speaker for the day, Dr. Mukul Chandra Bora. Dr. Mukul Chandra Bora is presently at Dibrugarh University, working as the director of Dibrugarh University Institute of Engineering and Technology. Formerly, he worked as the State Project Administrator of State Project Implementation Unit, Northeast. He is also involved as an expert member of Building and Works Committee of NCRT. Dr. Bora has obtained BE in Civil Engineering from Jorhat Engineering College, MTech in Geotechnical University from IIT Kharagpur, and PhD in Ground Improvement from IIT Guwahati. He is having more than 30 years of experience in area of construction, teaching, research, and consultancy. His area of expertise includes ground improvement, use of geosynthetics in soft soil improvement, sustainable construction, use of non-biodegradable waste in concrete, sustainable development and climatic change, as well as history of science and technology of ancient India. Although his primary area of interest and research is related to soft ground improvement, but he is more interested in need-based research required for development of the human population and society. He has also represented as visitor's nominee to act as the member to Academic Council of Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, and as an expert member of AICTE in New Delhi. During his tenure in Dibrugarh University as director of Dibrugarh University of Institute of Engineering and Technology, he is serving as member of different committees of the university related to planning and construction and academic council. He has also reviewed different journals and conferences in national and international repute. Please welcome, sir. I would request sir to begin his talk for the day.
So, thank you, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Let me shut down the door first. The topic of my today's deliberation is that has been given as entrepreneurship as a career opportunity, if I'm read it correctly. And but so far myself is concerned, so I believe that entrepreneurship is the livelihood for all of us. At least to 70 to 80% of the population should go for entrepreneurship through the educational institutions. And that is the only alternative which is viable now in front of all the engineers and technocrats, including the management. So this is a very complex topic, but I would like to simplify this. And I will just speak on the philosophy of that particular topic behind it, and how we can go for entrepreneurship, how we can build up your own ecosystem to survive myself, me, as well as others, how we can develop the entrepreneurial skills required. It is not that easy, what we frequently call this. So normally what we call this, so suppose graduate engineers are unemployed. So we usually talk that become an entrepreneur. So that is not like that easy. So when a child is born from the mother's womb, the mothers do not know what child will become in due course of time. But after several years of guidance and several years of taking care of, the child may become some professionals, child may become some monk, or child may become somebody else, and he or she can go for their own livelihood vision. Because in this particular world, when once born, he or she is going to leave this place after years of time spent in this particular world. So that is inevitable. So nobody is what you call as immortal in this particular world. But living with due respect, living with good work, living with some contribution to the society will only bring the name of the person immortal. Everybody wants to be immortal. Everybody wants to remember his name after his death or after living this particular colorful world. But how? In most of the 90% cases, when the person died, so nobody remembers. When the person was in workplace, everybody remembers. When the person got retired, nobody remembers. That means what? Our work, or the way which I work, or me work, or rather we work, is not satisfied by the people which are living in and around us. So entrepreneurial ecosystem is now should be a part and parcel of any academic institutions. If it is not done, then we have to think it very seriously, because employment is a big issue now, and 135 crores of populated country like India, we have to create global citizens, we have to create global technocrats together with entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs does not mean the trading. Say I bring something from a country, maybe any country out in the world, and I sold it to a particular market at a profit margin of 10%, 20%, 30%. So that particular economy growth does not yield to the growth of the GDP of any country. The GDP of any country can be grown, can be increased only by the way of manufacturing. So if I understand correctly, that the almost 90% of the material we used in our day-to-day life, either manufactured outside the state or manufactured outside the country, including my laptop with which I am speaking now. This laptop is a product which is not manufactured in India, it is manufactured outside India. So if everything goes outside, if we only born as a customer, then where from our own economy will grow, where from we will become the developed country. So this is the need of the hour. It should be taken as a spirit before 20 or 30 years back. But it was a part and parcel of the national education, new education policy in 1986, wherein it was re-evaluated after implementation, and then VP Singh government has put a person called Mr. Ramamurthy Commission, wherein it was clearly stated that the national new education policy of 1986 is implemented in practice in the all education sector in the country, but this is not a real education policy which has been implemented, but it is the image of that policy which was implemented, and it is easily downloaded from the internet and anybody can check it and anybody can read it. This is what we have to understand now. So National Education Policy 2020 has put a lot of emphasis on skill development, entrepreneurship, and creation of a conducive atmosphere in all engineering colleges and other colleges to create an ambience, to create an atmosphere, to create a particular environment so that the student can learn the ABC of the entrepreneurship and ABC of startups, ABC of any manufacturing business. So when ABC up to Z is known to a student, the student will be able to frame the sentence. What does it mean by that sentence? The sentence is that when the students will be able to know the basic components required to become an entrepreneur, to become a manufacturer, then he or she can apply his idea or her idea in real-time applications, and he will have enough confidence that I know the ABC and Z up to Z of the English letter, or the ABC A to Z of this particular what you call as entrepreneurship or skill development or startups. Then he or she can apply it in real-time life without any much help and support from any other mentor or any other expert. Because most of the cases you see that we used to have some project report. So we used to have some project report from a chartered accountant, from a project consultant to do something in our real-time life. But please, my dear students, please remember that documents which you get from a chartered accountant or project consultant is a piece of paper. This is a paper document which is very difficult to implement in real-time life to become an entrepreneur or become a manufacturer. So this is what we are lagging behind in the country called India. So if we lagging behind in this particular aspects, if we do not know the ABC of any entrepreneurial skills and any entrepreneurial activities, so it will be very much difficult for the students after going out from the colleges, after getting their degrees, to become an entrepreneur. So this should be taken as a greater spirit in mind, and it should be implemented in real-time life. So I believe that the Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management will introduce some basic courses on entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial activities as a credit subject, through which the students will be given the scope to do something for their own benefit as well as the benefit of the society. So society needs many things from the technocrat. Are we able to deliver? No. Why we are lagging behind? Because in most of the cases in engineering colleges and other universities and other colleges, the degree become a piece of paper, which is just an anti-qualification to have some job. But when your job will be offered, then the employer will see all the aspects of the degree you acquired, whether the required knowledge is there or not, whether the required skills are there or not. So in that case, most of the cases, our students get refusal. When the student get refusal from that particular employer, then student thinks that what we have learned in our day-to-day life in the engineering colleges or in MBA degrees or in some other colleges, this has got no relevance with the particular aspects of the industrial revolution or industrial sector. So all of us should know that what are the different entrepreneurial activities we can cultivate in our own colleges. So as all of you know that if you go to the reports of the World Economic Forum or any other development organization which are the stakeholders by the different governments and private organizations, they used to say that at least 70% population of this country, of any of the world, should depend on the agriculture as a business. So in that case, what type of agriculture it should be? What type of agriculture it is going to be? The agriculture is going to change in a very drastic way from the conventional farming which our farmers used to do to digital farming, smart farming, or whatever terminology you call this, or agriculture 4.0. Anybody can download the report from the Food and Agriculture Organization, that is UN organization, that in 2020 the report has been published. How the agriculture is going to change the people of this world, how the agriculture is going to change the agriculture pattern of this world, and how the agriculture may be useful for the educated persons, engineers, technocrats can do the agriculture without doing anything which was required by the conventional farmers, and everything will be mechanized in such a way, everything way mechanized, or I should say, that you can do the cultivation, you can do the farming business with the innovative ideas, innovation that has been taken place in different sectors of agriculture. One important thing is that there is a very good times are coming up for the electronics engineering graduates as well as the computer science people, that they can go for those type of startups and innovation. They can run the manufacturing organizations. They can establish some manufacturing hub of their own to manufacture the smart sensors, smart controllers, and IoT-based applications in agriculture. So if you see these things correctly in the Google, then you will find that the pioneer country is Netherlands, and then it has come to Israel. Then later it has come to so many countries slowly and steadily. And this will not only give you the food, but it will give you better quality food, which is required for the particular human population. So my point is that when Hippocrates said that let food be the medicine and medicine be the food, that means there is no medicine externally available for the particular health and wealth of a particular person. So these medicines are available within the food itself. But due to the so-called green revolution, so why I say that so-called green revolution? Because that green revolution has given rise to so many complicated diseases. There are some diseases which do not have the name itself. It is called as autoimmune disease, something called as some other diseases. These are the product of the green revolution, wherein the abundant or over use of the pesticides and chemicals has made the human life miserable. So if you are not survive well, if you are not doing well, if you are not healthy, then how you can think healthy for the society? So that is where the agriculture, technocrats, and all other persons living in this world has come together and give a suggestion that this type of so-called green revolution should be avoided, and we should go for a need-based cultivation, need-based farming of all the crops. So therein the smart farming and smart sensor and smart controllers has come into play. So now you can do the farming business in such a way that suppose I am in Guwahati, so if I am having some farming business in Kolkata, so I can control each and every activities from here itself. I can see my farm from here itself, which is the product of the digital communication as well as information and communication technology in agriculture. So similarly, this smart manufacturing is also come into play. We know that Bengal was the hub of manufacturing before few years back. Now there are only few industries are surviving in the that Howrah area, where it was known as a manufacturing hub of the entire country. Wherein, if we manufacture some products like shaft, like some other products, nut, bolts, etc., we used to go for the subtractive manufacturing. That means we used to put the iron bar in a particular machine, lathe machine, it is called as, and we used to cut, and then some wastage is coming out of that. Instead of that, now the whole world is moving towards 3D printing or additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing may be an entrepreneurship opportunity for all the engineering graduates, because we understand something about the basics of engineering and all. So that is why for engineering graduates especially, it will be little bit easier than the other person try to work in this particular area. So recently I have come across one machine which is able to make dental implants, you know. Nowadays the dental problem is coming up in a very big way. I don't want to go the details of the causes and all, but my point is that when somebody goes for dental implant, it has to be manufactured by some other organization. So dental implant is also coming up in a very big way in 3D printing. Please remember that 3D printing is not a printer, it is a machine which manufactures some products. Products may be nut, products may be bolt, product may be some plastic part, product may be some parts, spare parts required for some automobile industry, product may be required for some other electronic industry, so on and so forth. So there are innumerable number of examples where the 3D printing is coming to play. So you might be glad to know that the aviation sector, where the aircraft component has to be changed in a frequent manner, so 3D printing is coming up in a very big way in the aviation sector. Almost 10 to 50% products of the aviation sectors are now manufactured through the means called as 3D printing or additive manufacturing. Although it is in a very nascent state in our country, but it will boom like anything in near future. Why I am telling these things? Recently, I have gone through. I went to the NF Railway at Paltan Bazaar, wherein I have seen the 3D printer has been installed there at a cost of 1.5 lakhs. And what it manufactures some parts required for the Jan Shatabdi Express, which is running in between Guwahati to Jorhat. So I asked the deputy chief engineer of the organization, why you have taken these things? He told me that when you manufacture one component which is costing 10 rupees, if you want to purchase it from some other vendors, it costs around 50 rupees. So that means 40 rupees cost benefit is there in a single product. So what I want to mean is that the 3D printing will be revolutionize the whole manufacturing sector in such a way that with better quality, better size, shape and everything, you will have a component which will be costing 10 rupees, with a profit of 2 rupees, say for example, and if it is manufactured through conventional process and all, it will cost 20 rupees with a profit margin of 5 rupees, then it will become 25 rupees. So please imagine which will going to survive, you or that other guy, because definitely the 3D printing manufacturer will going to survive because their cost is competitive, quality is good, there is no manual intervention, everything has been done by the computer control devices and all, everything has been command control. So that is why if we command it to manufacture a 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter part, it will exactly manufacture the 2 by 2 millimeter part. It will not be anything extra, anything less. So that is the power of 3D printing in manufacturing. So please understand. So some of the students which might be thinking for entrepreneurship may go for the construction of a 3D printer of themselves. So that will be helpful in the different sectors of manufacturing. Similarly, the entrepreneurial activities should be well established in the area called that agriculture or farming business. So farming business is coming up in a very big way. When the world population will go up to 780 crores of population, then there will be a shortage of food grains amongst the population itself. So who will fill it up? Because we have to fill it up. We, the human population, has to feed our own brothers and sisters. When we want to feed this to our own brothers and sisters, then what will happen? We have to manufacture it in such a way that it will be cost competitive, it will be quality as good, there will be no residue for pesticide, there will be no residue for fertilizers, and everything should be healthy, and then only we can think for a sustainable world or sustainable India or sustainable agriculture. So everybody is talking about Sustainable Development Goal 2030. We know that we are at 2021. Only few years ahead, we have to achieve the sustainability. How to achieve the sustainability is a big challenge for a country like India. Because Indian people used to understand everything to use, but do not know how to use it. Because sustainable development will give rise to a particular concept called circular economy. If I have been given the opportunity, I can talk on this and I can send some articles written by me on circular economy. What is circular economy? The linear economy is there. Raw material, product, and wastage. This is the concept of linear economy, which is now in place. That is why we Indians and other parts of the world people has only created the debris and debris and debris. Nothing has been created. So now the circular economic model is the engine of the particular sustainable development goal, through which there is no concept of waste. That is why I usually call for zero waste economy. So I had given a talk on the Usha Martin University of Ranchi, Jharkhand, wherein I talk on the zero waste economy. That means there may be economy which will be having zero waste. So that is why the zero waste economy and circular economy has the same meaning. But my point is that we have to understand it very carefully, because circular economy does not mean that only the last wastage should be used. No, that is not the only concept. The concept is that for me, this is the raw material, this is the product, and this is the wastage. But for me, the wastage is not wastage. It is also some raw material for some other product. So that is called circular economy. That means in case of circular economy, there will be more products developed from the waste, which were now called as. So from day onwards, from today itself, so my dear students, please forgive the terminology called waste and try to think that how this waste can be utilized in some other particular manufacturing, or some particular manufacturing of some particular component, manufacturing of some sort of other things. So just for example, I am giving you one example. So Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, I don't know the exact area or exact particular these things, what called as how much area has been covered by, but definitely this college also creating lot of food waste, agriculture waste, that waste from that fallen leaves and all, dry leaves and all. So these are the waste which are created in the campus itself. So what do we usually do? We put it in some garbage bags and try to burn it or try to throw it in the municipal garbage collection center. Am I right? But we can have a sustainable model for this particular garbage collection system. So if each and everybody alerts, each and everybody alert is the most important terminology I am using repeatedly. When each and everybody alerts, and if we segregate the particular products, non-biodegradable and biodegradable products in different way, that we can have the two storage devices, wherein in one storage device there will be biodegradable waste and one there will be non-biodegradable waste. So the biodegradable waste can be converted to compost. When this biodegradable waste will be converted to compost, that compost can be used by the Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management campus for their own gardens and other things which were there within the campus. Because if you think logically that whenever dry leaves are fallen from a particular tree, it falls on the ground or falls in the vicinity of that particular tree. Am I right? What does it mean? That means the leaves which has been fallen from the tree is required by the tree itself. Do you understand my point? The brown leaves or the yellow leaves which have been fallen from the tree has been accumulated in the periphery of that particular tree. So what does it mean? It gives us the natural phenomenon that is called holistic learning. What does it mean? For me, it means that those leaves should be accumulated at the base of that particular tree or particular plants. That is why it has been accumulated naturally by that particular plants or by that particular tree at the vicinity of that particular area. Why? Because this is required by the tree. It is required by the tree. So my point is that this can be a model for the Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. So some of the students should opt for that particular model. If that can be converted to compost, that can be used by the Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, that will be a self-sustainable model, due to which the whatever particular amount has been spent for the purpose of gardening and all these things, by the way of purchasing some fertilizers and chemicals, that can be utilized from their own resources. If it is done, then the amount of money saved can be distributed for the person, can be given to the person on a regular basis. Now, suppose I used to purchase 10,000 rupees per month for the purpose of purchasing fertilizers and chemicals. So if this is indigenously generated at the same point, then there will be no transportation, there will be no hurdles, and that 10,000 can be given to the person concerned as a revenue from the college itself. So this will give rise to some other forms of economy. Regarding the non-biodegradable waste, these waste can be utilized for the purpose of making new construction materials or building materials. You know, there is a terminology called fiber reinforced concrete. We all of us know that in each and every places of the country, now the paver blocks is coming up in a very big way for the construction of roads and other things. Am I right? If it is so, the paver blocks has got more compressive strength than the tensile strength. If those plastic bags and all can be cut into size of threads and all, right? First of all, it will be manually cut because you have to test it for the proper tensile strength and all, split strength and all. Then we can reinforce this particular block or particular what is called as block, which is required for the purpose of making pavements, and that can be given rise to the strengthening of that particular paver block. So this is one way. Suppose you have got innumerable number of electronic waste too. What are those electronic waste? Basically, those are the IC small components of something else. So these particular things can be accommodated even in concrete, because it will be hidden within the concrete itself, and it cannot be act as some other forms of materials which will give rise to the harmful effect to the people concerned or human population. So this is the another way through which you can utilize this. So entrepreneurial activities is a part, it should be a part and parcel of the college authority, and college authority should think very seriously so that 30% of the BTech projects should convert it to some useful product. We have heard frequently that I have got 3 patents, I have got 4 patents, I have got 5 patents. People are speaking like this now because the government of India has done something that you should go for patenting your innovations at all. But so far my understanding is, if your patent does not give rise to the working model or it is not used by any industry, that patent will be only in the piece of paper, and you have to pay the this one, what you call as renewal fees every year from your own pocket. So I request all the faculty and students to go for patenting of such products and such equipment, such machinery, which will be useful for manufacturing of certain things which is required by our day-to-day life. So that is one of the aspects of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial activity. So I believe that I have already talked at least 3 to 4 sessions for this particular college, and I think that the college authority should take immediate action to convert the BTech projects from theory to some practice. We have heard that I have got 30 publications, I have got 100 publications, I have got 200 publications, 500 publications, I have got this much of ResearchGate score, I have got this much of what you call a Google Scholar citation. Yes, that is fine. Or where is the utility? No. When there is no utility, when there is no mankind to have your research to implement, then it has got no meaning in real time. That is why Indians are good. People say, but I don't believe that, because these things are there to flatter you and flatter me. People outside the country say Indians are very much good at basic research. But if you go for postdoc, if you go for some job abroad, so you have to have some postdoc from some other countries, because they know that the education which has been imparted to in the country called India is having no use in real-time life. That is why they have to go for some other short-term courses, some other research, postdoc research and all, then only they will be able to get some job in real-time life. Everybody is not Ramanujam, na? That you will be called by all the scientists and all the mathematicians throughout the globe. Everybody is not Raman. Everybody is not Meghnad Chaha. Everybody is not Prafulla Chandra Rai. So nobody can become like that. These are some genius. Everybody cannot be Vivekananda. These are some genius which has been given birth by the place called Bengal. So, but everybody cannot be like this. Now, when everybody cannot be like this, we should think for some other alternative. What are those alternatives? We should think for the research. We should think for the innovation. We should think for some development of some product. Develop something. Develop a needle. That will also work. Develop a series. That will also work. You know that series is used regularly in the health sector and all. So can we not develop a series of some other type? Can you not develop some other devices? Can you not make some other series? Can you make some other biodegradable series? Because these are not biodegradable, it will create something, what do you call it, effect to the atmosphere, effect to the environment. So these are the areas where we have to think. Please remember that research is not propagated by repeating known things. Research is propagated by refuting known things. That is why the Bose-Einstein equation is into play. Because there was a refusal for the Einstein equation, that is why the Bose-Einstein theory is in place. But it took some time, because it needs some time to show your performance, show your talents, and show your credits. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it may be somewhat late, but people has to recognize. So that is what the Bengal has given rise. If you go to the ancient, that means books which have been written before 1900th century, majority of the books has been written by the people of the Greater Bengal. That means which includes that place called Bangladesh now. Khulna, Rajashahi, those places people were there. So why we lost this? Because we gone for imitation. Imitation can give you some pleasure at some moment, but imitation is not the only thing which will give you pleasure. Your real pleasure will be there when your hard work gives some useful product which is beneficial for the society. Then only you can have this. Why you cannot invent? Why you cannot make a portable muri making machine? Why you can't? At the cost of 10,000 or 5,000 rupees or 10,000 to 15,000 rupees, so that the muri maker can carry the muri machine along with him, and fresh muri and jhal muri can be taken by all the persons. Why you cannot make a machine which will be able to make some sort of a useful product instantaneously? I am telling you, not as a old one. I need pani puri, so machine will be there and the materials will be put and immediately pani puri will be made, garama garam pani puri, am I right? Why you cannot make a mixer machine where all those components will be taken together and it will mix and give you rice to the, that's what is called a chaat or what is known as like that. Am I right? So why you can't? Because these are the areas where the crores of people are engaged throughout India. And even in Kolkata street itself, I know that there may be 3 to 5 lakhs population surviving on this particular street food business. Why you can't make this street food more comfortable and more hygienic and more profit making for those people? We can, but we are not thinking. Because we think that if we make the rocket, then only I will be admired. No, if you do something for the society, if your one innovation can bring smile to the crores of population of this country, then you will be remembered as a Vivekananda, you will be remembered as a Jagadish Chandra Bose, he will be remembered as just like any other saints of this country. Am I right? So you are not Vivekananda in that area, but you become Vivekananda in your own area because you have also given smile to lakhs of population of which are living below poverty line or which are doing some day-to-day business to their own livelihood. So why you can't make that Bengal tat, Bengal handloom? Why you can make it more commercialized? Why you can reduce the cost? Why you can, where you can go for innovation? These are not supposed to be done by only textile engineers. These can be done by the mechanical engineers too. Even in Kolkata street itself, if you see that there will be light street lights remain on till say 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock or something like that. It may happen. So why you can make a device? Why you can make some sort of sensor that it will be installed in the Salt Lake City and all the lights and bulbs, street lights and bulbs will be closed at 5 a.m. in the morning. There will be one tower and one control room, and it will control all the street lights of the Salt Lake City. Why you can't make it? We can make it, but we do not think it. That is the only problem. So try to think it in that way. Try to think it in the way that I have to do something for the society. Earning bread and butter, I have earned my own bread and butter for 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, and then I die. Nobody is going to remember, but your work is going to remember. Become a path shower, not to path finder. You should not see the path. You should not try to find the path from others. You want to become a path breaker. You should become a path breaker. You have to show that all the ancient, all the old that one craftsmen and all these things should be mechanized, should be automated, but not at the high cost. It should be at a low cost. Then only people can afford. Otherwise, okay, I'll take care later on. So that is the zeal and that is the spirit which all should cultivate. So if you know in the college itself that I can make this mouse, if I show it correctly, if I can make it mouse, I am comfortable to make the mouse, so definitely I will have the greater energy and spirit to become a manufacturer. Otherwise, I cannot be a manufacturer because I do not know the ABC of manufacturing. How can I be? So these are some basic issues, and as mentioned earlier, I believe that entrepreneurship as a employment, no, entrepreneurship should be cultivated and it should be practiced in the college campus itself, so that after passing out from the colleges, so people feel proud of your college. That ये प्रोडक्ट हमने बनाया, ये हम कॉलेज में सीखा है, ये किसी से हमको उधार में नहीं लाया है. That should be the spirit. And then only your college, your Bengal, your Kolkata will flourish once more, because Kolkata was the capital of the British capital, and Howrah was the manufacturing hub. Where those foundries are there? No, because it becomes irrelevant due to the advancement of technology. So my point is that how can you revive the Howrah, that fabrication center, and then foundry shops and all, the manufacturer, all those are closed down now. If I remember correctly, before 2 years back, I went there. I want to see those things because all are now closed down. Why? Because it becomes incompetent, price-wise, quality-wise. So can you do something for those people? Those people are small people. Those people are earning their bread and butter from that particular works and all. Small foundry shops were there, but they are nowhere because the technology has finished. But technology has not finished them. We do not do anything. That is why they have got finished. So with this much of word, I thank you for giving me the opportunity in this beautiful platform, and some questions somebody has asked. So I'll try to answer, and I will love to answer your all the questions if I am capable of. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such an inspiring talk. I would now like to take up some questions by the students. Rohit Pramanik has asked, biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste management.
Yes.
How can be done in college campus?
Yes, I have already told that you have to collect in two ways. Everybody should be alert. It is not a job of the cleaner alone. We have to be also become alert and conscious. If we put biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste in small containers and collect it by the cleaners or whatever is called as, so then it can be collected to a big particular chamber wherein those biodegradable waste can be converted to that fertilizers, biofertilizers, and then the other waste can be used in the construction industry, because these are the this is the only industry where huge amount of natural materials has been used, like sand, aggregate, etc. So this is the way it can be done in the campus. So if someday, if I invited to visit the campus, so definitely I will show the light that how it can be done. Is it suffice your query, Rohit? Sir, it possible that industrial waste management can be zero? Yes, it is possible. So you have to think. Jitendra Jana. So everything ready-made is not good. I can give you the ready-made solution, but how entrepreneurship can be done as a student for waste management also? Yes, you can go for small-scale waste management practice in your own college through the project, and then you can become an entrepreneur in the near future. Okay, then you can take whole Kolkata, na? Then if you have innovative ideas that everybody would admire, every municipal corporation needs zero waste, but it is not doing anything by the engineers and technocrats. It is not about a machine. Please remember, before 2 days I was in some other meetings, so they used to purchase on meeting that machine wherein the bio waste will be converted to something. I said that no, it should not. It is not sustainable model. You have to bring it sustainable model so that this become self-operating. That means what? The waste which will be generated, that will be converted through some machines to biofertilizers, and then that biofertilizers will generate some revenue, because college has already purchased some fertilizers and chemicals for flowering, gardening, etc., etc. So that should be deposited to the internal revenue generation account, and that internal revenue generation will be useful for the maintenance of that particular plant. And that is why I am always insist on self-sustainable business. That means গাছের পাতা গাছের নিচে দিয়ে দাও. That will solve the problem of fertilizers. You understand? So that is the theory on which I believe. What challenges did someone have to overcome at the beginning of their journey of entrepreneurship? Yes. Yes. What challenges did someone have to overcome at the beginning of their journey of entrepreneurship, especially students? Any journey who do not have any challenges is a meaningless. Your career as a student, Madhumita, বুঝে নাও, your career as a student is also a challenge. your career as a student is also challenge. So everywhere challenges are there. So there will be challenges at the beginning because you have to face a lot of restrictions from some other competitors. But at the end of the day, you will win the battle and you will become successful entrepreneur. My best wishes will be always there with you. And if you need something, so the Rajashri know my email ID, so you can contact me if you need any help. Thank you.
Okay.
Any question? Any other question from participants? Am I able to deliver, student, please? There are students, I believe. How do you think about my delivery? Is it useful for you? Students,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was very much useful, sir. I believe.
Students,
They
please
will also be-
response. Please response, everyone.
did you hear
Yes,
me,
sir.
or you just become online and doing something in Kolkata? What is there?
Nothing, sir.
Is it useful?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody is asking,
Yes, sir.
it is self-sustainable means self-sustainable means what does it mean? Because you have to make the project in such a way that your expenditure will be coming up from that particular revenue generation. That is called self-sustainable. That's what I mean for that particular college or college campus and all. It is not about the self-sustainable business, because business should be sustainable. Self-sustainable in the sense the machining has been installed, its operation and maintenance will be coming up from the revenue generation. That is called self-sustainable. That is for the college. But if you want to go for business, it should be sustainable, not self-sustainable. Any question, any query? I think no. Rajashri,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
then we can stop here.
Yes, sir. I am requesting Pritha madam to continue again once again. Pritha madam.
On the behalf of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Bora for such an enlightening session and sharing his insights on sustainable entrepreneurship and innovations. We will be looking forward for your presence soon in the near future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There is a small digital memento from our side also, sir. This one is for you, sir. Please accept.
Thank you. Oh, you should change something now. Earlier one also you should change. Dr. Mukul Chandra
Yes,
Bora, I am now Director, Dibrugarh University Institute of Engineering and Technology. It is
Okay,
just,
sir.
oh,
I'll send.
Rajashri, we should take care of copy and paste. That is why we are here.
Yes, sir. I will check.
Don't make copy and paste. It should be good. It is not good. So thank you. Can I leave now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you so
sir.
much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So please try to invite me. If I am there for 2 days or 1 day or something like that, then I can do
Yes,
something
definitely,
more
sir. Definitely.
extra. Thank you.
Definitely. We'll be grateful for that, sir.
Because physical presence means so many things, na? That is why.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Because students might have got thousands of queries, but they are not daring to ask the question because they have not seen the face, na? Anyway, thank you.
Rajushi sir, please end the program.
Yes, madam.